Hey guys, welcome to TGS. Today we're going to be looking at the internal differences between a 686 and a 690 Beretta, a 680 series action and a 690 series action Beretta. We've kind of covered some ground that we've covered before, but it's kind of nice to condense this all into one video. Before we get any further, two things. Firstly, if you are unconfident to look inside your gun, please do not. There is potential for causing more harm than good. And secondly, if you like this channel and want to support us, please consider becoming a member. There's a little join button here or a link in the description below. Anyway, coming close, look at these guns. So like I said, just a quick overview of internals of these things to give you an internal comparison. So herein lies the truth. There is not a great deal of difference in the back of the action or the middle of the action between a 686 and a 690. Both use the same inertia rocker, both use a very similar trigger system, both use a very similar sear system, both use almost identical mainsprings. There you go. That's kind of the truth of that bit. There are very mild and slight differences that mean the parts probably don't interchange or do not interchange. For example, you can see size difference of pins and such, and ever so slightly geometrically different bits here, mostly in the way that it cocks more than anything else. But there are two large differences between these actions, one at the front and one right at the back. The one at the front is the fore end. On a 686, quite clearly it is a single piece iron made of steel. You have the kickers here. I should have taken the wood off of this, but it's part of that doesn't matter. And it clips on the gun. When you fire it, we've been through this before in the 686 video of how it works. The 690 is different in the fact that the action has a alloy fore end iron. It is significantly wider and different in shape. And again, we have been through that as well. And the way that it has this sprung fore end to give you the tension of forevermore. It also has a different style of ejector, although the basic concept is the same. You'll see that the whole profile of the ejector is slimmer and lower as opposed to having this large hook. Here you have just a cutaway and a top hook. Quite clever, quite simple, unexciting. Maybe it's exciting, who knows. Also completely irrelevant is that one is a rolled engraving, as in goes through a machine to press that in, and the other is a laser etched that gives it a little bit more texture, but probably no more substance. At the back of the action, sorry Beretta, I didn't mean it, I do apologise. At the back of the action, you have, and this is where it gets quite exciting. Firstly, a thing you cannot see is that the 690 has cooler screws. It has a more intelligent screw up in here, and it has a more intelligent screw down in here. So instead of being a slotted screw, it's a Torx screw. And in the 694, this has been reinforced again. And the same on the 694, this has a twin lug lock from the top lever down into the spindle. A 694 has a quad lug locking system, which is quite cool. It looks like a little choke key. In my head, you know, in a pinch, you could strip your entire gun down and use that as a choke key in a 28 ball. But obviously it's unrealistic, and you know, it's one of those stupid things that goes around my head. What you have is this little bit at the back, and this is what is quite cool about the 690. On a 686, what you have is this. On the back of the safety catch here, you have a little cutaway, and that cutaway, when you take it back, slides over the trigger and is a direct block. It is extremely mechanical and extremely simple. What it does, however, is put direct pressure on your little retaining pin just here. Not that that's a big issue. It's a very simple thing. It's also worth mentioning that throughout the action, very similar to the 725-525 differences, is that the 690 is just more machined than the 686. It is more refined and is a much more modern engineering style than this, which is a much more simple engineering style. Again, the addition of computer design helps make all of these little bits. Not that the machines couldn't have made this for this, but this is just the next logical step. Anyway, the safety catch. What this on the 690 does not have is that direct block. As you can see, there's nothing there. Instead, in this pin here is a rocker, and as you pull the safety catch back, this rocks and puts the blocker in place. What that does is actually give you a more secure and more guaranteed safety because it is not reliant on this pin not sharing and breaking. Not that I've ever seen one break or bend or anything. It's just a cooler, slightly better machined option. So you have that little rocker, and as you pull the safety catch on, that rocks into place, and as you push it off, it pulls out of place. That is the main difference. Apart from that, internally, apart from a few thou, a few mil and a little bit of geometric difference, there is very little difference. So there you go. So thank you very much for watching. As you can see, there is not a huge difference here, as I've already said a couple of times, apart from the fact that the 690 is just engineered in a more modern, slightly more precise, slightly nicer, more exotic style. One is not going to be more reliable than the other, one is not better than the other. However, the 690, I suppose, is better by virtue of its cleaner, more clinical, more modern engineering. But hey, 680s have been working for years and years and years now, so it's not going to be a huge improvement because you can't make something work more. But hey, guys, thank you very much for watching. Take care, goodbye. It's been brilliant, and we'll see you next time.